Hello and welcome back to Cultivating Harmony. I wanted to share some exciting news with you guys, and that is that each month I am going to be sharing the outlook for each of the 10 daymasters. Go ahead and look at the link below if you need to find out which of the 10 daymasters you are, and if you haven't already, make sure you check my video about the 10 different daymasters and their personalities. So if you didn't know, the Chinese actually use a lunar solar calendar for their astrology. So technically the energetic months in Chinese astrology, or Bazi, are slightly off of what we would consider our more Gregorian calendar months. The next energetic month, which for us would be in May, actually begins May 5th, and it is the month of the Xin Si, or the Yin Metal snake. So this is for May 2025. Xin or Yin Metal is very delicate. It's refined. It represents kind of beauty and order and elegance. And if you remember from my Daymasters video, that Yin Metal is also represented by a crown or jewelry. Being fire, on the other hand, is a little bit different. It is one of the more intense energies, and it really blazes with a passion. It wants visibility, and that's why it's represented as the sun. So these energies kind of show us that there is refinement through exposure. Just as metals are heated to kind of remove impurities, this month burns away and purifies what's unnecessary. And these are just, a general reading of what type of month this is going to be energetically for all of us experiencing it. But getting rid of what's unnecessary and allowing what's actually true to be able to shine. An aspect that I do like energetically about this month is that there is a hidden element of Wu, or Yang Earth, which really helps to give more of a stabilizing effect versus kind of like all this really intense purification or transformation and changes going on. There's a strong, stable energy kind of holding us down. This is, grounding, safety, which would probably normally without it would be a more, intense blowtorch situation. So thus, this kind of tempers some of its more destructive energies that could be possible for the month, and kind of helping to transform those impurities into ash or something that can later nurture something in the future. There's also a hidden element of Geng, or Yang Metal, which tells me that this month gives us, a very external appearance of polishing and refining, but it doesn't come for free. Geng is all about endurance and resilience and being tough. So I think there is a little bit of kind of a quiet warrior vibe to the month. I would say that in general, this is a great month to practice things like Qigong or breathing exercises or practices if you have them, to make sure that the fire doesn't kind of go overboard and, burn away everything this month, right? Because fire melts metal. And working with breath, right, is working with the lungs, which is that metal element. It might be a good idea to kind of work with some of the water element this month, just because we are kind of lacking it, and it helps to kind of create more stability within the 5 elements or 5 phases. So make sure you're getting adequate rest, good sleep, eating seafood, focusing your attention more towards wisdom versus fear. And doing so will help with burnout. Geng Metal Daymaster, or Yang Metal. This month, the energy is a lot of metal anyway, so it's going to mirror a lot of kind of your own energy naturally. So I would make sure to not get too intense, because metal, especially Geng Metal, you guys have a real tendency to just get too intense, especially with the fire. We have a lot of transformation happening, and that can kind of dry you up. And dry and constricting metal is not a very easy metal for most other people to deal with. So just make sure that through whatever kind of challenges or changes and transformations that are happening this month, that you're not becoming overly rigid, okay? Don't become overly harsh. Don't be too judgmental. Focus more on you and yourself. Because the metal energy is kind of doubled for the month, we want to not get too caught up in perfection and very critical assessment, especially if it's not going to be constructive criticism. Keep in mind compassion, right? We want to help and refine with compassion this month. The being fire this month can trigger impatience or frustration, but Geng Metal is sometimes like a sniper. They're very good at kind of focusing in, honing in on certain details. So when there's a lot of heat or kind of, maybe chaos going on around you or changes, stay focused on what truly matters and what's really important and what the final outcome is. I think focusing on these details amidst some of the craziness will help to kind of guide you. The Hidden Woo Earth this month actually helps to kind of nourish you, which I think is going to be very helpful. Gives you a stronger, more reliable foundation, and also reminds us that mastery comes from also, or maybe most importantly actually, mastering our own internal emotions and reactions to situations or people. So this month is asking you, can you meet high standards without becoming too brittle? Can you endure without becoming overly harsh? This month is inviting you to not just kind of reveal or show off your strength, but actually calls for some more wisdom to be brought forth and maturity. So yeah, let the challenges this month kind of polish you and not make you overly critical or harsh towards others, because Geng has a very easy time or tendency to chop others down or even themselves.